Nick Carter is ready to bare his soul. The singer, whose new album, Love, Life, Tragedy, which releases on May 15th, says making music this time around felt different for him, but also cathartic and therapeutic for me because I really concentrated on getting the songs written, making sure that they made sense to me and they were right. The Superman Artist 45 exclusively tells okay, not just sonically, but also within the story as well. I needed it to feel right. I was very hyper-focused on if a song wasn't good or if I didn't think it was right. I would go back in the studio and completely redo hooks and verses and choruses and change songs. There was one song I changed 3 different times, and that actually turned out to be my favorite song on the record, which is Wild Heart. If it didn't feel right, I waited, which is why it took so long. Since Carter was so inspired, he even changed the name from Who I Am to this new title. When I was first recording this music over 3 years ago, at the very last minute, I was able to come up with a title, and it just made a lot of sense. He notes, I was trying to find a way to take all this music that I had recorded and written during a personal time, and I couldn't get around the idea that the title didn't package everything. I finally came up with Love, Life, Tragedy, and it made sense to me, and I was able to put everything in there. Love, Life, Tragedy is what it says. There are songs of love, there are songs of life, and there are songs of tragedy, and it seems to happen to not just me, but anybody in life. The older you get, the longer you live, the more these things happen to you. The performer, who lost his younger brother, Aaron Carter, in 2022 and his 2 sisters, Leslie Carter in 2012 and Bobby Jean Carter in 2023, adds, that is just life. You experience love, life, and tragedy, and that's what these songs are stories of. After reflecting for so many years, Nick says he can't choose just one song since he's experienced so many ups and downs throughout the years, from the loss of my siblings to things I've been personally going through in my life. Whenever I could write a song, it would be at a moment in time I was either suffering or feeling something that I couldn't say, he shares. That's why the music was very therapeutic for me in that way. I love Hey Kid a lot because that is me talking to my younger self and telling them everything will be okay no matter what. That was a very personal song to me. For Nick, music is an escape from real life, which is why he hopes people relate to what he has to say in some way, shape, or form. Just because I'm an entertainer, I am still a human being and I go through the same things that everybody else goes through out there, loss and all those things. Nick, who shares 3 kids with wife Lauren Kitt, says, hopefully maybe 1 or 2 of these songs can help them in times of need and pain. To put a song out there and let it play and just listen to it in your car is so helpful. I felt this was a long time coming for me where I had this idea to write music, but being in the Backstreet Boys for 30 plus years, music took a different meaning for me personally, he adds. As a songwriter and person who loves music, it was just meant to be that the Love, Life, Tragedy album would be completed and ready to go. I feel each song I wrote at the time means so much to me. This was more personal. There were times I was afraid to put it out or felt like I didn't have enough songs or the story wasn't complete yet. But then I was like, it's time. Additionally, Nick, who is performing with the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere in Las Vegas this summer, will be releasing a 6-episode comic book-themed music video series over the course of 2 weeks, which will tell an overarching story inspired by Love, Life, Tragedy. I'm a big fan of comics, he says. I wrote a comic with Stan Lee years of the Backstreet Boys called The Backstreet Project, and it was a one-off. I've always read comics, and I've always loved comics, comic book movies, and comic book characters. It was an idea that I came up with because I thought I could blend 2 worlds that I love, music and comics. For the 6 episodes, we hand-picked songs that could tell an alternate universe story. Nick is a co-writer on the album, which was created in collaboration with producer Stuart Crichton and Let Me Rock Out Vic Billboard Killer Martin, Vinny Venito, Abraham Poitras, as well as producers and co-writers Brian Shackle and Beck Nebel.